And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Sunday. Who is here? Who is here tonight? Let's have a nice conversation. We'll sit around the campfire and tell stories. Also, I turned off subscriber-only mode. We can call that a Sunday treat. So we'll talk to anyone, and we'll see how that goes. I like playing with fire, staring into the abyss, and the abyss stares back into us. Metro's here. Greetings, Metro. Metro says, I'm here, boys. You and me, friend. It's you and me. How are you tonight? How's everyone else? How was your Sunday? Are you looking forward to Monday? Christian is here and says, hello, Super Antonio. Greetings, Christian. Welcome. Happy Sunday. We're just going to hang out and talk about whatever comes up. Miko's here. Shout out to Miko in the Philippines. Miko says, hello, Super Antonio. Hello, mods. Howdy, folks. Greetings, Miko. I turned off subscriber mode in the chat. Anyone can send a message. We shall live dangerously tonight and see what happens. It's an experiment. Just shake things up. At any rate, I have news. We went a little viral this morning with the Rhodes Gunsmith short. It got 9,000 views in an hour. That was crazy. I woke up, it was at like 500 views. Then I went on a walk with the dog, and when I came back, it was literally 9,000 views in like 45 minutes. It was crazy how fast it went. And that was an exciting hour. It has since topped off at, I believe, 10.7K. Let me check again. Let me check right now. Yeah, 10.7, so we'll get to 11K, which, you know, I'm happy for. But, you know, that hour when it jumped from 400 to 9,000, that was crazy. Mr. TL Green 2 says, I'm not here for long, but I really enjoy your Red Dead 2 videos. Thank you for being here, Mr. TL Green. Appreciate you, friend. And there are more to come. Metro says, hopefully nothing goes bad since subscribers only chat is off. Yes, we are living dangerously tonight. Josh says, your voice is amazing. LOL, best Red Dead 2 announcer voice. Appreciate you, friend. Happy Sunday, Josh. Thanks for being here. John says, marshmallows. Yes, we need some marshmallows. We were talking about that last night, coincidentally. Marshmallows are older than you think. The ancient Egyptians had marshmallows. So yeah, I have this campfire footage. I think we could just hang out, have a nice conversation, trade stories. We could treat it like a communal campfire, just like in camp. Talk about stuff over the over like Halloween holidays, or in October we could tell ghost stories. That would be fun. But basically I just needed a background where we that was non-thematic. Metro says, coincidence? I think not. Christian says, also Super Antonio, I'm so sorry I didn't show up on last night's stream. Hope it went well and no trolls. It was fine, Christian, and you never have to apologize. We're here if you are here or not. This channel is always here for you. This channel and this chat will always be here for you, Christian. I don't recall, I don't think there were any trolls last night, but we had subscriber only on, which we don't tonight. But, you know, I can turn it on in a minute, in seconds if we need to. We'll just see what happens. I spent all day working on a video for the second channel, the James Bond video. That was fun, but it's really hard to maintain eye contact with the camera. It's very difficult for me. Just because the lens is so small and I can't keep, like, I'm trying to look at it now and I don't think I'm doing it. I suppose it's easier if you've got an actual physical webcam or, you know, like something you can look at, but I don't have that. Not right now, at least. Soundhead says, well, one, greetings to Soundhead. Welcome. Happy Sunday. They say, been playing some GTA 5 story mode. I'm going to do the jewel heist tomorrow. Well done, friend. Christian asks, is Sadie sleeping on the job? I see she sure is. There she is. She's all curled up and ready for bed. Soundhead says, where are we camping at? What's the location on the map? This is the Shady Bell campfire. Kelly Fane says, do you believe in Bigfoot? I do. No, I do not. Why? Because we have killed every animal on planet Earth. You know, we have hunted either to extinction or they exist. You know, we have trophies. They're in the Smithsonian. They're in museums. I do believe we would have already killed a Bigfoot by now if they existed. You know, and you can argue that they are as intelligent as humans. Dolphins are supposed to be as intelligent as humans, and we get them all the time. Same with apes, gorillas. You know, so I'm not sure. I mean, I'd love to believe in them. I think it's a really cool idea, but I don't believe in them. Great question, though, Kelly Fane. Metro says starting a new playthrough of Red Dead 2 as we speak. That is the optimal way, my friend, to watch these chats and my videos, is to be playing your game side by side. Just having me on the background for company. Josh says, if you limited to only one horse breed in Red Dead 2, which breed would you go with? Hungarian half-bred, for Arthur, at least. That's a good combo for hunting and for combat. And a good size for Arthur. Christian says, just love that fire flame going up and down. The graphics are so good in Red Dead 2. Yes, they are. I noticed that when I would do B-roll footage for Free Roam Fridays and Marston Mondays. And sometimes I'd use the campfire. And it's fun to talk over it. Soundhead says, Arabian or Missouri Foxtrot or superantonio? Missouri Foxtrotter in the game, at least. Metro says, do you mean Bigfoot in Red Dead 1 Undead Nightmare? Well, those Bigfoots eat either berries or babies. One is not sure. Josh says, solid choice. And John C. says, I might be repeating what you said, but marshmallows date back to ancient Egypt and are used as food for astronauts. I didn't know about the astronaut part. Marshmallows have been eaten in space. Josh says, big fan of the Hungarian. Same here, Josh. I really like the Piebald Tobiano for Arthur. Technically, that's my favorite horse for Arthur. Don't tell Biscuit. Favorite horse in terms, it's way easier to get. He looks great on it. It's a great size. I like the black and white coat. Works with both a good honor and a bad honor playthrough. Soundhead says, I love the Champaign, Missouri Foxtrotter. I named him Buck. Fine name for a fine horse, Soundhead. Metro says, it's crazy to think this came out in 2018 and the graphics are better than some games today. That's because budgets are out of control and they're not spending any on actual gameplay and developing. Most of the developers that made this game have been fired or laid off. I think the pandemic had a lot to do with it. So you get this new generation of developers who really don't have the experience or the technical expertise or the artistry to create a game like this. Christian says, you are not wrong, Metro. And Cruz for World Peace is here. Greetings, friend. He says, stopping by for a bit, going to watch Kill Bill movies series after this. Well, you and I have unfinished business, Cruz. That's a quote from the movie if you haven't seen it. Great movies. I love them. Technically not my favorite Quentin Tarantino films. That would probably go to The Hateful Eight and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But it's a great movie. Fantastic soundtrack. Odog is here. Welcome, friend. Odog, we went viral. Thanks to you. Appreciate you. I commented on your... I believe we have almost 11,000 views on that short. That short was all Odog's research. He found it out and shot me an email, and I was immediately intrigued, and it was good that we were. Welcome, Odog. What's for dinner? Kelly Fain says, what's your thoughts on the brown leopard Appaloosa? That's my personal favorite horse. Very iconic. It's an iconic American horse. Very pretty. Stats are okay. You need a lot of health tonics if you want to have an Appaloosa in this game. Soundhead says, I love using my new Mustang, but I also love my red chestnut Arabian. They both are good, but can't decide. Pound for pound, Mustang versus Arabian, I'd go with the Arabian, but you can sacrifice a Mustang. You can be more dangerous with a Mustang. Odog says, how? And, oh, the short. Yes, the Rhodes Gunsmith short. John C. asks, what are your thoughts on getting the Legends of the East outfit early with Arthur using glitches? I've done it. I did it. I was obsessed with the Legends of the East outfit very early, year one, first year. I made a bunch of videos on that. I still have that Arthur hanging out somewhere in chapter 4. But I believe that outfit is overrated. I don't like how it looks anymore. I don't care. It's a pain to finish all those challenges, even without glitching into New Austin. So I don't know if I'd ever do it again. Christian says, doing well, Odog. Hope you are doing well too. Cruz says, how'd you guys go viral, Odog and Antonio? I have no idea. It just happened. We had 9,000 views in an hour. The algorithm finally took pity on us and pushed us to the front of the page, into the front of suggestions. But we didn't last there. I mean, it wasn't 9,000 an hour for the next 12 hours. It was for 1 hour. And then it went back to usual, and now we're at 10.7, which is not anything to complain about. Even 1K is good for this channel. Odog said had barbecue ribs and a handful of chips. That sounds delicious. I love barbecue ribs, and so does this one. Odog says, LOL, Metro, no condoms, huh? And Metro says, good, Odog, we're going risky tonight. No subscriber-only chat. Yes, we're going commando, Odog. We'll see what happens, but you're here. We'll be fine. Ben's Trends says, hello, everyone. I'm new here. I lost my main save file along with Buell. I've been watching Super Antonio's video for motivation. I can't get Buell back, but that's fine with me. You make great videos. Greetings, Benz. Appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday. Odog says, world peace. We found some extra dialogue for the Rhodes Gunsmith. Talk to the boy. Leave him and come back later. Odog says, I did it 3 times. I think he died as I saw him laid out on floor. Wow, he dies. Well, the gunsmith will find another young lad who steals candy that he can chain up in his basement. Josh says, ever thought about going into talk radio or podcast? You know, talk radio is like a dream job for me. Just, you know, I listen to Jim Norton on Sirius every morning, and it's fascinating to me that you can make a career just having conversations. I don't know how you do that, but yeah, I've thought about it. Great question, Josh. My mother was in broadcast, so it's kind of in my voice. I mean, in my blood. She worked for PBS and did voiceovers and books on tape. Odog says, Metro, it's like going to see a hooker with no condoms. Well, yes, Odog, we're just kind of winging it tonight. I wanted to see what would happen. Soundhead says, Super Antonio, would you rather the cut chestnut Hungarian half-bred, the red chestnut one, Arthur's original horse, or Buell? Between those two, I would go with the liver chestnut Hungarian. I don't love Buell. I know I probably shouldn't say that. He has a great coat. Cremello Gold. But, yeah, I would go with Boadicea. Ben's Trend says, Happy Sunday to you, good sir. Thank you, friend. Christian says, had to do something, Super Antonio. Also, what did you have to eat for today? More leftovers. I had the second half of the teriyaki spam that I had yesterday. Teriyaki spam with steamed broccoli and rice. Josh says, I think you would be good at it. Well, I like to think so, Josh. We have a second channel where I'm doing movie reviews. I'm going to put up a movie review on all the James Bond movies. I'm working on it right now. So that's kind of podcasty. Cruise for World Peace says, you have the voice for a talk show, Antonio. You're hosting one right now, LOL. Yes, indeed. This is our Campfire chat. Odog says, LOL, Metro. And Ben's Trend said hello to Odog. Odog says, Miko, fingers crossed. Soundhead says, is there any horse in game that's kind of close to Boadicea? No. No, the closest is the liver chestnut Hungarian. I made a bunch of videos speculating on Boadicea. I wish we had a red Missouri Foxtrotter. That would be interesting. Odog agrees the Hungarian horses are close. Josh agrees with Cruz. And Cruz says, when the Tarantino movie review is coming out? That's a great question. I am definitely going to do Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Maybe we'll do that next. I did, originally my idea was to showcase my Blu-ray and DVD collection, and I wanted to start with the first boxed Blu-ray edition I'd ever bought, which was this one, the James Bond 50th Anniversary Edition with 22 movies. So that's why I did that one first, and that is going to be a long video, like perhaps 45 minutes. The rest of them, because they'll be single movie reviews, will probably be, around 10 minutes. So they'll be a lot easier for me to make. Odog says, that's when he had a Hungarian half-bred, I think, speaking of Boadicea. And Metro says, just met Micah for the first time. The new playthrough. The bastard. The unruly bastard. Yeah. Yeah, that first scene when he lifts up the lantern. Gentlemen. And he found Sadie's cabin. I had no idea first playthrough. Well, I had no idea who he was, and I had no idea how significant he would become. Ben's Trends says, my favorite horse in Red Dead 2 is the Dutch Warmblood, especially the Seal Brown, to make it look like the Red Dead 1 Warhorse. What's everyone's favorite horse? Mine is the Silver Dapple Pinto Missouri Foxtrotter, Piebald Tobiano Hungarian Halfbred, and the Brindle Thoroughbred. Soundhead says, I want Micah's Missouri Foxtrotter. Baylock. It's so beautiful and perfect for bad honor. I agree with you, friend. Odog says, Soundhead, if you have a Ultimate Edition, those horses are going to give you the best rides for Arthur. Even better than Biscuit. Don't tell Biscuit. Soundhead says, my favorite horse is the Grullo Dun Mustang, Ben's Trends. Yeah, that's a fine horse for Arthur. I love the dorsal stripe on the Mustangs. Fun fact, I started the Mohawks on the Mustangs because I wanted to continue that line. And then I put them on every horse after that, except for, you know, horses like Biscuit and Buell, simply because I can't replicate those main colors in the stable. But I like Mohawks on horses just to make it more of a superantonio horse. John C. says, love that James Bond collection. What is your favorite James Bond movie? Mine is Diamonds Are Forever. Jill St. John. I know exactly why you like that movie, John C. Jill St. John and Plenty O'Toole. Don't think I don't know what you're thinking about. Goldfinger, of course. For me, the gold standard. John, make sure you subscribe to the second channel because you will love my review. If you are a Bond fan, you will love my... I talk about all the Bonds. I complain about modern Bond. You'll have fun. And I'm working on it right now, so I'm very excited about it. Odog says, reverse Dapple Thoroughbred is my favorite horse. I do like that reverse question mark on the Blaze. Ben's Trent says, I love the Foxtrotter. Always keep one in Arthur and John's stables. Josh says, gotta go with the Missouri Foxtrotter. Happens to be from Missouri, LOL. Well, Josh is from the Show Me State. And the Missouri Foxtrotter demands to be shown. Cruz for World Peace says, it's crazy how in the first playthrough you see everyone in the cabin at Coulter without any idea who they all are. And then after a few playthroughs, you can name them all from the opening scene. Yeah, Abigail says he's dying, Dutch. Reverend Swanson has the first line in the game. John C. has a smiley emoticon. And Metro Edit says, I wonder what happened to Baylock in the epilogue. That's a good question, Metro. I also wonder what happened to the Count. I imagine they were up in the mountains somewhere. Miko says, mine is the Chocolate Roan Dutch Warmblood, but I'm currently riding the Perlino Andalusian. I believe the Dutch Warmbloods are overrated in this game, but I could be wrong. Odog says, Metro or Silver Dollar after Hosea dies. Ben's Trend says, I like to name my male foxtrotters Wendigo and Arthur's female one Guinevere. Gwenny for short. Those are fine names. Wendigo is a great name for a Bad Honor playthrough. Cruz for the World Peace says, do you think James Bond should remain as is or be open to different cultural backgrounds going forward? Antonio. Great question. Let me think. I remember I used to think it would be interesting to have a black James Bond. There's no reason, like Idris Elba, he'd make a great Bond. I talk about in my video, Naomi, what's her last name? The new Moneypenny, who's a black girl, who's now a field agent. We could make, you could spin off completely and make her, do a franchise with her. Not as a 007, perhaps there's 8 other numbers to choose from. She could be 001. But, yeah, if you make it work, it's all about the attitude to me. And the attitude and the spirit of the original Bond movies is sorely lacking in the modern incarnations. Great question, though, Cruz. Christian says, looks like the chat is loving you, Super Antonio. Who wouldn't? You have the best voice ever. I appreciate you saying that, Christian. And we'll see what happens. We're living dangerously tonight. We're on the edge. Soundhead says, out of every horse, I'm still positive Hosea's horse Silver Dollar is my all-time favorite. And I just figured out yesterday that you can buy his horse at the Tumbleweed stable, so I'm very happy. Well done, friend. Yeah, you can get a bunch of gang horses at the Tumbleweed stable. Josh says, by the way, I learned how to get the Missouri Foxtrotter early from you. Well done, friend. Biscuit has been very good to this channel. We owe her a lot. Christian says, Metro, most people say the horses died off due to harsh conditions or the owner not caring about the horse anymore. I think if they were in the stable owner sold them off, and the stable owners took care of them. John C. asks, what are your favorite Red Dead 2 mods? I just moved my main save from PS4 to PC. We have Save Wizard, so I can get any horse in the game, or in Red Dead Online. So I have to say that's my favorite mod. Cruise for World Peace says, just randomly found the Perlino Andalusian the other day. Beautiful horse. One of the best horses in the game for Arthur, certainly the best horse in Chapter 2. Sounded says, I use Eastern Epics mod, John C. I'm not sure about that mod. John C. says, James Bond Jr., cartoon for children. Surprisingly not that bad. I also talk about Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible franchise, which seems to be more of a classic Bond type movie than modern Bond. So he's making a more of a Bond movie than the actual Bond franchise. Ben's Trend says, I like to keep a decent stable, a Seal Brown Warm Blood, Reverse Dapple Thoroughbred, Tiger Stripe, Mustang, and a Foxtrotter for good measure. That is a fine stable, Ben's. Odog says, need more vids with Boadicea. Yeah, I got distracted, Odog. I should. We should make a short. I'm going to write that down. Boadicea short. On our walk tonight, Sadie saw one of her favorite dog friends, a cane corso named George, and this dog is huge. You could ride him. He's like 120 pounds, and he's so gentle. And Sadie will just jump all over him and acts like a little puppy, and he's just very gentle and affectionate and takes it. It's crazy how strong and powerful and how well behaved and trained he is. Metro says, do you think you're going to do another stream like this without subscriber only? I don't know. We'll see how this goes. It's an experiment, Metro. Ben's Trend says, I wish there were more buckskin horses in game. Those coats are stunning. Yeah, I used to love the Palomino coats when I started. Odak says, me too, Ben's. Cruz says, agree, Benz. Well, the thing about non-subscriber only chats is it invites more people, and it's more inviting, and it invites more eyeballs. It brings more people to the channel who may not know about us, who may not know about Super Antonio. I'm Super Antonio, and so that's beneficial. But it also brings in randos who know nothing about the game or the chat or me, who just want to cause trouble. So we'll see how it goes. That's originally why I turned subscriber mode on in the first place. We got a troll who got racial, and that just shocked me because it was so rude. And you know, it's like I don't really encounter that in real life. You know, so even though I handled it, it was disconcerting for me. Metro says, who's your top 5 favorite people in chat? You are, Metro. Ben says, I would have to say the standard bred is my favorite buckskin coat, most for the black legs too. And Josh says, you can use trolls to your advantage sometimes. And I would imagine kind of like hecklers in stand-up comedy, LOL. My philosophy is just try not to pay attention. You know, because that's what they want. And it's not the kind, it's not the kind of channel, and I'm not the kind of personality that wants to bounce off trolls and create drama that way. Some people enjoy like yelling at them and getting into it with them, and it's very entertaining. But that's not me. That's not how I operate. I'd rather just hang out and have a nice conversation and see what happens. Odog says that standard bread is very skittish. What, the Black American? Josh says, I understand, LOL. Yeah, it's like, it's just not my personality style. Odog says, the black isn't half as bad as the dapple. Don't tell Biscuit. That Black American is the only completely black horse in the game. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Cruz says, I found your channel by trolling Red Dead 2 live stream channels by saying, join my cause on the Cruise for World Peace. But I liked your content, so I decided to not do that and just subscribed instead, LOL. Okay, I appreciate that, Cruz, and my work here is done. That's funny. That's funny. Former trolls in the chat that are not trolls. Reformed trolls. I think all of us were trolls when we were, when we were little. We just, when we were 12, we just, weren't online or weren't we're raised properly. We're not rude. Ben's Trend says, currently, yes, Arthur, I caught the piebald a few days ago. Thank you for your camp location, Mr. Antonio. Happy to help out, Benz. Mr. Matty is here. Greetings, Mr. Matty. He says, happy Sunday, Super Antonio. Just saw Apocalypse Now. Intense film. I saw a snail crawling on a straight razor. That's a quote from the movie O-Dog in chat. Incredible performance by Marlon Brando. O-Dog says, I meant standard breads, LOL, and we appreciate that crusade. And Serena's here, says, hi, Antonio. Sorry I'm late. Everybody say hi to Serena. Serena says, hi, everyone. And O-Dog says, what's up, Serena? How are you? Metro says, how you doing, Star? Serena, how are you? You never answered the question of Rice Krispie treats in Australia. Do you know what Rice Krispie treats are? Do you eat those? Or do you eat some kind of kangaroo flavored treats? Let us know. O-Dog says, oh wow, I don't even remember Apocalypse Now. A very young Lawrence Fishburne, I believe it may be his first role, O-Dog, is in Apocalypse Now. Serena says, hi Metro, I'm good, how are you? Serena is very good. Christian says, also hi Serena, hope you are well. Miko says, hello Serena. And Ben's Trend says, when I first played Red Dead 2, my Morgan got ran over by a wagon from the Hosea mission, and I kept the Chestnut Tennessee Walker through the whole game. He was a good horse till the end. Yeah, first playthrough I got rid of that Mahogany Bay immediately. I just, I was like, where are the horses at? I want more horses. Serena says, hi Christian. O-Dog says, I'm breathing, about to try to get a little workout in. Well done, friend. I heartily approve of workouts. I don't think I had a workout today. I was too busy working on the James Bond video. Ben's Trend says, hello, Star. And Starheart says, hi, Benz. Serena, we turned off subscriber mode. We are just kind of freeballing in the chat. So you have to be on guard. Keep these unruly bastards online. O-Dog says, no way, Super Antonio. He goes back to 1972. Well, there's a very, Lawrence Fishburne is one of the soldiers on the boat with Captain Willard. So it might not be his first role, but He's definitely a teen in the movie. So that's reason to see it again. Great soundtrack. This is the end. Beautiful friend of our elaborate plans. The end of everything that stands. The end. Ben Strand says, for me, I always keep the Bay Walker for Arthur. It's his main horse and never bucked me, even when getting bit by wolves. Yeah, that's a fine horse. Serena says, Antonio, can you repeat the question you wanted me to answer? The lawn's getting mowed. Too loud, couldn't hear, sorry. Rice Krispie Treats. Do you know what those are? Have you had those before? Is that an American snack food treat? Or have you heard of them? And do you eat them? And do you like them? Odoc says, probably his first huge role or his breakout role. Christian says, you didn't see it, but I will type it again. It's a joke between Arthur and Dutch. Does this trolley go to Tahiti? Dutch, I hope so, yeah. I was going to make a short of that. I have the footage on that. It's pretty funny. Odoc says, damn, I've never seen Kill Bill either. I've got to get on it. 2 words for you, Odog, regarding Kill Bill. Lucy Liu as Oren Ishii. I love Lucy Liu. I love her freckles. She's one of the deadly 5 Viper assassins. And Vivica A. Fox is in there too. Yeah, I like Kill Bill. Great soundtrack. I just like The Hateful Eight better. But lately I've been wanting to rewatch Pulp Fiction. Odoc says, she's a Michigan girl. And Christian says, then that dang trolley crashes into a wagon. I don't think it goes to Tahiti, Arthur. Regrettably, it does not. It goes straight to jail. Ben's Trent says, and a question I asked in another Red Dead live stream. What's everyone's favorite mission? I would do favorite mission by chapter, because I couldn't think of an ultimate favorite mission. That would make a great video. Serena says, I have heard of Krispy Kreme, not sure if Australian, we have them here. Krispy Kremes are donuts. Rice Krispie Treat is made with puffed rice and marshmallows. And it's sweet and crunchy. But it might not exist in Australia. You might just eat kangaroos and crocodiles and dingoes and snakes and scorpions. You might have scorpion treats. That's what Odog said last night. Odog says, Lucy is a Michigan grad. I had no idea, Odog. I don't know what she's doing lately. What's Lucy Liu? Odog says, donuts and coffee. I love donuts. My favorite donut is an old-fashioned. Lucy Liu. She's so pretty. Early life. Born in Jackson Heights, neighborhood of New York City, borough of Queens. Filmography. She's still working. That's good. She was in Shazam, Fury of the Gods, as Calypso. I had no idea. And she's still doing TV. I've never heard of any of these things. She was in Star Wars Visions. So she's getting work. Her first TV role was Beverly Hills 90210. I know she was in one of the X-Files. Cruz says, Hateful Eight came out years after Kill Bill, though, right? Maybe his perspective on directing could have changed for the better throughout that time. I think Quentin's vision and his perspective on directing has remained consistent since Reservoir Dogs. he's just gotten more money. And unlike, say, Tim Burton, he's just used that money to make better and better movies. Josh says, anybody else like to drink a few beers and play poker in-game? That sounds like a fine night. Odog says, Maple Top Donuts from Dunkin' are the best. Serena says, Antonio, I've uploaded another video and friends. I think I saw it in my feed. Was it a GTA 5 video, Serena? Ben's Trend says, I enjoy blueberry cake donuts myself. Odog, I have to admit, I do like the maple icing on donuts. Serena says, love cinnamon donuts and chocolate donuts. And Christian says, Josh, I only do that when I do gambler challenges, which are a pain in the butt. Serena says, and Italian cakes. I'm Italian. I have no idea what an Italian cake is. I'm looking that up right now. Italian, 13 traditional Italian cakes. What is the most tiramisu? Oh yeah, okay. I know Italian cakes. I just call it tiramisu. Serena says, no, was Red Dead 1. Okay, I'll look for it. I'll watch it. Sadie and I will watch it. I'll call Sadie back. She's in her crate. Let's see if we can get Sadie back with some potent canine bait. Come here. Hey. Hey. Come here. Up. Here. Say hi to Serena. See? Look in the camera and say hi to Serena. And Odog. Up. Okay, you stay here. And the co-host is back. She had some business to attend to. And she's very interested in the poster right now. Read the chat. Chat's over here. Josh says, Christian gambler challenges will drive anyone to drink. Haha. Metro says, I'm back. Just finished the first mission of Red Dead Redemption 2. Well done, friend. John C. says, it's all about Liar's Dice. And Serena says, thank you, Antonio and Sadie. See, Serena said thank you. Odog says, LOL canine bait. Cruz says, interesting take about Reservoir Dogs. When I saw it, didn't win me over too much. His 2000s work till today has always been good to me from first watch. I've loved him since Reservoir Dogs. Stuck in the middle with you. Ben's Trend says, I think Epilogue 1 is really good, very underrated, like doing ranch work and getting the cattle black felt. Like the movie Open Range. Getting the cattle back felt like the movie Open Range. Epilogue 1 deliberately slows down the game after the intensity of the last mission, Red Dead Redemption. So it's necessary, I think, just to get you, just for the transition to John Marston. Odog says, LOL canine bait. Yes, potent canine bait. It is crafted from bananas and peanut butter. 1 unit of peanut butter and 1 banana. And you can craft 1 of them. Serena says, hi, Sadie, looking beautiful as always. See? Well, she's looking sleepy as always. Serena, Sadie says, you're looking beautiful as always. Odog says, pup. Hi, pup. And Serena says, I don't bother playing Liar's Dice. Keep getting out. Can't play it like poker and blackjack. And she adds, I have a video of Arthur, which I will upload next. Okay, Serena. I shall look forward to it. How's your channel doing? $424 subs and over 2,000 videos. Well done, Serena. I think you have more videos than me. What's that about? Cruz says, Epilogue 1 made me stop playing the game for a year. Yeah, the only time I rage quit was when I got to Epilogue 1 and I realized Arthur had died. Had actually died. Once I took over and had to drive that wagon, I just stopped. I missed Arthur so much. I just turned around and went and started a new game. Ben's Trent says, Sadie is very cute. I have a 5-year-old boxer, and her name is Che. She acts tough, but she is a baby. Yeah, I know about those boxers, Ben's Trends. And this one is a big baby. Josh says, I'm stuck on Gambler 5 at the moment. Dominoes isn't my thing, and I have no idea what I'm doing. Get rid of your your highest value tiles as quickly as possible. When in doubt, if the game gives you an option between a high and a low value, take the high every time, and you'll get through it. Serena says, thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Serena. Metro says, all right, I'm going to go. Bye. Okay, great to see you, Metro. Have a great week. Happy Sunday. And Serena also says, bye, Metro. Have a great day. And Odog says, later on, Metro, with a peace sign, further on down the trail. Christian says, bet you everybody went to do a second playthrough to keep playing as Arthur. Yeah, I don't think Rockstar anticipated how popular Arthur would be. I think Rockstar just assumed everyone would want to get back to John, given the success of Red Dead 1. Christian said, later, Metro, have a great day. And Cruz says, play dominoes at camp too, Josh. Easier to complete challenge. That's true. It's easier in camp. Plus, you get to play with friends. Ben's Trent says, and on the topic of Quentin Tarantino, my first Tarantino movie was From Dusk Till Dawn. Saw it at 7 years old. Everybody, be cool. You. Be cool. That's another quote from the movie. I love that movie. Technically, it's a Robert Rodriguez film. Quentin wrote it, but he stars in it, and he's side by side with Robert, behind the camera. So it's really a Quentin Tarantino movie. Serena, you should watch From Dusk Till Dawn. It's about vampires. I think you would like it. Christian says, I've been playing since it came out. Yes, I love Arthur. Serena, Arthur loves you. And Josh says, okay, Cruz. I went through some videos, and they kept mentioning to play other places. I will try that. Thank you. Christian says, not wrong, Starhearts. Who doesn't love that silly outlaw? Very silly indeed. Cruz says, maybe I wasn't old enough to appreciate Tarantino's earlier work. I was born in '95. You can go back to it. I love old movies. And Serena says, true Christian, I love John. He is a legend. And Cruz says, we'll look into From Dusk Till Dawn. It's a vampire movie. It's technically Tarantino's only horror movie. Stars Harvey Keitel, a very young George Clooney, and Quentin Tarantino, Juliette Lewis, who was like Juliette Lewis was the, who's that girl from, Juliette Lewis was the Jennifer Lawrence of the 90s. Serena says, already seen that movie From Dusk Till Dawn. It scared me, LOL. Didn't you think it was funny? It's funny. Also, Salma Hayek, O-Dog, is in From Dusk Till Dawn as the vampire queen. And, yeah, it's a great movie. One of my favorites. I have all his movies on Blu-rays. Cruz says, is it anything like Interview with a Vampire or scarier? I think it's goofier. I don't find it scary, but I have a high scare threshold because I love horror movies. Interview with a Vampire is very serious. It's very sensual. It's kind of gay. But, it's very romantic. A romantic vampire. And these vampires are vicious and dangerous and very gory. But but it's a Tarantino movie. So it's got great dialogue and it's funny. Odog says, my baby moms. He's talking about Selma Hayek. Selma Hayek. Cruz says, I should watch. Yes, you should. Odog says, Crusade, quit looking at my woman. And Ben says, From Dusk Till Dawn was my first vampire movie. But my favorite and my recommendation to anyone who likes vampire movies is 30 Days of Night. That movie is so scary and good. Yeah, interestingly, the lead vampire from 30 Days of Night is the son of John Huston. His name is Danny Huston. John Huston was he's Hollywood royalty. He directed The Treasure of Sierra Madre. Very famous director. Chinatown, perhaps you've heard of that movie with Jack Nicklaus. Serena says, I loved 30 Days of Night. It was scary. I loved the vampire language that was just like hisses and clicks. It was like, Sadie didn't like that. Sadie didn't like when I was talking in the vampire language. I won't do that anymore. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, it was very scary. And then that movie used digital makeup, like to get their jaws and their, their mouth like just a little bit larger, and their eyes were like a little bit larger and a little bit blacker. Very subtle, very clever. I liked it. Originally a graphic novel, and I've found that graphic novels make great movies just because of the storyboards already laid out. Cruz says, saw that 130 Days of Night is good. Heard they had a sequel. I may be wrong about that. No, you are not wrong. It's available for free on Tubi. And I know that because I watched it. And I think it's just called 30 Days of Night Part 2, Dark Days. It's moved to L.A. and that woman, what was her name? Brenda. I can't remember her name, but she's trying to convince the world that vampires exist and nobody's listening to her, but she's being chased by that cult, and there's a vampire queen, and it's not as good as the original. Cruz says, my bad, O-Dog, about Salma, and it's all good. Don't worry about O-Dog. Cruz, he's just teasing you. We tease each other on this channel. Serena says, hope so, be good for his sequel. It was not a good sequel, Serena. I regret. Ben says, especially that part when that one guy dove through the window, it was crazy, and the stranger was really good and scary when he said, I don't talk to dead men. Was scary. You've seen that movie a lot more than I have, Ben's Trends. But I'm always up for a scary movie. This was a good chat tonight. Everyone behaved. Maybe because it's Sunday. Ben says, my dad recommended it to me and I loved it. Everyone should listen to their dads. Because you only get one dad. And regrettably, they're not going to be around forever. Even though sometimes it seems that way. Ben's Trent says, when we watched it for the first time, my mom immediately went to bed. Your mom checked out. Can you hear Sadie snoring? The mic picks it up. I can see it. If you have headphones on, you might be able to hear her. I'm trying to be quiet now so you can hear her. Anyways, she's comfortable. She's sleeping. She thinks I'm talking to her. She's not very good at reading, regrettably, so she can't read the chat. And she only pays attention to the screens if there's a dog on the screen. Josh says, got 1 out of 3 done on Domino's challenge. It's a start. Yeah, that's all you can do, Josh, is to just slog through those games. Put your head down and do it. Not my favorite challenges, perhaps one of my least favorite. Excellent looking gear though. And it's always a nice feeling when you, it's always a very satisfying feeling when you finish a challenge and you can ride to the trappers and get your gear. It's a nice reward. Benz says, but my favorite movie of all time has to be 310 to Yuma. Amazing movie in my opinion. Russell Crowe and Christian Bale's characters had great chemistry. Yeah, I've seen that. Did you know that it's a remake? You should watch the original just to compare it. Josh says, my least favorite too. Speaking about gambler challenges, I'm sure. Gambler and herbalist. Herbalist just because it's boring. You know, it's like Algernon. You're just out there picking flowers or berries and herbs and crafting things. Good thing about herbalist is at least it goes fast until until you get to herbalist 9 or 10. Christian says, well, my dad left was only 6. I'm still young, though 13. But I'm not heartbroken. Just show my mom love and care for her, Super Antonio. I'm sorry to hear that, Christian. But yeah, you take care of your mom. And just because your original dad isn't in your life doesn't mean that there's someone there to take his place. There might be a coach or a teacher or a martial arts instructor. There might be someone in your life that you are not aware of who has taken on that role. Or you may have yet to meet someone like that. So just, you know, you were dealt a bad hand, but the universe will take care of you if you let it, if you pay attention. Cruz says, yeah, that was a great movie too, Benz. Saw True Grit last month. That was a good Western as well. True Grit also is a remake. You need to see the original with John Wayne, which is just as good. It's practically, the Coen Brothers is a shot-for-shot remake, pretty much, of the original True Grit. Kristen says, yeah, also sorry to hear about your mom, Super Antonio. Well, it happened a long time ago. Well, relatively long time ago. 2021. So 3 years ago. But yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate your sympathy, Christian. Ben Strent says, I've been on such a Western movie binge with my dad. He really likes the Magnificent Seven, the Dollars Trilogy, and Open Range. All great movies. Benz, you should get him into the game. Josh says, God bless, Christian. Yeah, Christian, you hang in there. You may have a dad in your life that you're not aware of. Just pay attention. But if a certain senator who is power hungry and wants to become emperor decides to take you under his wing and be a father figure to you and talk to you about Darth Sidious, don't listen to him, because there are also evil father figures. Christian says, yeah, thanks, Josh, but no need. I barely got to even know him. He had already moved on. Yeah, I'm sad. Don't worry. Don't even think about him, Christian. Cruz says, Magnificent Seven checked off the list now. Watch Hateful Eight. Oh, Hateful Eight is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's yes, it's a cowboy movie. Yes, it's a Western, but not technically. It's Quentin Tarantino's version of a Western. It's just a long conversation in a Western setting during a storm. It's a perfect movie. At any rate, I just wanted to hang out for an hour a bit and talk to you guys. I appreciate all of you being here, and I wanted to thank ODog for giving for all of his hard work and research for the channel, and tell him that we went viral with let me check. Last I checked, we were at 10.7K, and now we are at 10.8K. So we'll get to 11K tonight. Appreciate all of you being here, friends. Shout out to the mods, Serena and ODog. Serena is from Australia and upside down currently. So subscribe to her channel for all things Red Dead Online and Grand Theft Auto Online. Miko says, thanks for the stream. Thank you for being here, Miko. Shout out to the Philippines. Cruz, Christian, Josh, Benz. Great talking to you. Have a great week. We shall return for Marston Mondays in Red Dead 1. On Mondays, we Marston. ODog has the peace sign.